And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals. Those grand finales here of the KungFu Cup, the KFC number 10 StarCraft Evolution Edition. I'm of course your side VIP with you and joined by these amazing players by our two finalists, Dark and ByuN. So far undefeated, so far not dropping a single map on either side. And now they face off in the grand finals. And here in the finals, one player will finally drop a map. I mean, they have to. We're going to see non-stop draws, probably non-stop. But here we go. We're jumping into the finals. And again, as a reminder, this is StarCraft Evolution, not StarCraft 2. So here we do jump in to blend together to have a Brood War face off against StarCraft 2 in this 1v1 format. And we have our best of 5. Game 1 is going to be on Monty Hall. Let's go. Let us go. Someone has to go down. And before I get ahead of myself, of course, a big shout out to OMG Bentley in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime, subscribing for 2 months. Thank you so much for the support. And we do appreciate it as we jump into our grand finals. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Monty Hall, we have our Brood War Terran player. We have a Brood War Terran from South Korea representing StarCraft Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the SC2 Zerg. It is Dark. Here we go. Oh, yo, the sun rays. I'm only just noticing it here, but we have some beautiful sun rays here dawning on the Dark of all things. Oh my god. As we are in our caverns, we are here in Monty Hall, and welcome to a pseudo island map. Let's go. The way this map works here, as you can see, is that you do have 3 lanes. You have 3 separate lanes here, 3 separate portions of the map. They're all completely isolated from each other. You can still drop back and forth between the lanes, but for the most part, they are isolated. You have to rotate back and forth by running back into your main and going back over towards another one of these lanes, as these are the only entrances into each lane here on Monty Hall. And to gain access, you have to mine. You have to mine through the patches, mine through the minerals. Hold on. I'll get my Google Translate. They always have banter. They always have some banter. Let's see. Okay, interesting. So ByuN, he said they have played on this map before. They have played, and if you remember, ByuN, he even learned the hard way last week in KungFu Cup number 9 how these mineral patches do work. If you recall, in his previous series, I believe it was against Young Yakov. No, sorry, it was against a Protoss player, if I remember correctly. Might have been against Hero. But ByuN, he said, oh, we're in a tunnel, papi. And then Dark said, don't drop me. Like Dark, he was like, no drops, not allowed. As we were saying, again, like we have 3 different lanes here, but you can use drops to bypass them. You can use drops to hop over from one lane to the other. Oh my god. As we do see Dark expand towards the southern lane, and of course ByuN expand towards the center. Speaking of, oh, I see. So if you remember, ByuN versus Young Yakov was a really long series. If you remember, they had a 33-minute game too, like 33-minute game for game number 2. Doc, he's saying you guys took so long, I almost fell asleep. And ByuN, he said, you did well staying awake. So it looks like the lower semis were first, and then the upper semis were after that. So it looks like, especially considering how fast Dark's games were. Remember, Dark, his series was like 10 minutes. Like he cheesed the hell out of max packs. But stepping into this, or stepping into the upper semis, like ByuN, he went for like full macro against Young Yakov. Translating. Oh, Dark. Oh. Right, I should just check the vision here. Dark, he stepped in, and Dark was saying, what is this? We can see double factory into mech, and Dark, he did scout. Dark, he is aware. He was like, what are you doing? why? Ay. As he, of course, sees the racks floating. So he sees the racks floating, so now he's fully aware that mech is on the way, going double Vulture here into Ion Thrusters into Siege mode as well. So ByuN is going to make it up. If you've been watching ByuN in Brood War in StarCraft Evolution, you will know that ByuN, he does two things. He either does 3-act stim or he goes into mech. And here on a pseudo island map, mech makes the most sense. So he is making it up. Dark, he responds with a Roach Warren, so he's getting into his own Roach Ravager composition. He's setting up. Oh. Alright, hold on. What are they saying now? What? I don't understand the wordplay. ByuN, he just said. Yeah, he just said he said laundry. Can I bring it to you? And then Dark's like, okay, you can bring it. what? I think that's like wordplay though. I don't know what that exactly means. Obviously, he's talking about going across the map and bringing him some vultures. But Dark's like, sure, bring it. Let's go. As Drop does head towards the map. Actually, laundry could be another. I mean, that could be another kind of word for, I guess, drop play. Maybe. As vultures, they do bust in. They head into the mineral line. Drone's going to be pulled, and so far a lot of workers are going to be going down. Again, vultures, they just have their way with these workers. Yeah, 3, 4, 5 drones going to be fully coming for the surround. We lock down the vultures, but still at a cost here. 6 drone kills. 7 drones going to be going down. Again, vultures, they just annihilate workers, and the roach production is not there. I mean, again, Darky's just been droning. He's not made a single unit here, and ByuN calling him greedy, papi. Oh my god. I'm assuming. Oh god. Ah. So we are pulling back. I think ByuN, if I'm not mistaken, but I would appreciate one, not at all. I would appreciate any translations in the chat for those that are native Korean speakers. But I believe ByuN was saying, "Oh, keep mining. It's not working." It's like, oh no, not like this. So setting up. So far, more tanks are amassing, more factories on the way. Again, just building up his own tank production. As Rax is zoned back. And behind this, we do have Lingbane Roach Ravager on the horizon, +1 melee, link speed as well. So initially, Dark was being very greedy and cutting a lot of corners, but now he's able to focus on his army production. Roaches, lings, and Ravagers. Now, with these melee upgrades, as we take in towards an infestation bit, this could actually lead into Ultra Tech. Curious, as ByuN, he does push right through the center. Again, Dark is building up. Oh, there's so much banter. ByuN, he pokes out. Does poke out, likewise collapsing on the tanks. I mean, they are still on siege. He gets one. One tank goes down. Oh, piles a crazy army. Going for another tank. Does get a second tank as well. So 2 more tank kills. Dark pulling away. Dark does pull away. When it comes to the thing that Dark just mentioned here with ByuN laughing, I think ByuN, he was pushing through the center, and Dark's like, are you really pushing? It's like, what are you doing? And he forced him back. Did force him back. Here, he's like, are you really pushing? Question mark. And ByuN, he laughs. As ByuN does go for a vulture run by. We have vultures towards the center, vultures on the right hand side. Dark is keeping up. Oh, we have a token Swarm Host. Actually, no, never mind. Real Swarm Hosts. Swarm Hosts are on the way. I mean, Swarm Hosts are a really good way to abuse some of the terrain here. We mentioned how each of these lanes are fully walled in, but of course you can drop over the walls or even send Locust Waves over the wall as well. Unfortunately, ByuN just scattered. ByuN, he just saw the first Swarm Host, so now he knows. Nidus does complete. Swarm Host on the way. ByuN, he does respond. He's at least trying to. Locust Wave making his way into the bases. At the same time, ByuN pushing towards the top side. Lurker Slave going for the mineral line, actually. Yeah, SCVs are going down. Ooh, both in the main and at the natural. At the same time, ByuN looks like he will claim the expansion. Yeah, there's no defending here. The hatchery is going to get picked off. Dark trying to engage. Ooh, and he can take down the first tank. It does pile. First tank goes down. Getting himself the second tank as well. Very impressive. He cleans up this army. He shuts this down. GG gets called. 17 SCV kills and the main army crumbles. ByuN just picked apart here. Oh my god. And with that, Dark takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, very impressive engagement there from Dark. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit shocked. I'll be honest, I thought with those tanks, I thought ByuN would be able to hold his own, would be able to maintain himself there, but no, he was overwhelmed, and Dark takes a lead. With all the banter as well. Dark, he does take a lead. And we're now getting into game number 2. Getting into game 2, and game 2 is going to be on Blue Storm. And of course, the way this format works is that we do alternate between the races, in the sense that game 1 we just saw Dark embrace SE2 Zerg, now switching to Brood War, and vice versa here with ByuN as well. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blue Storm, we have our South Korean Terran player. We have our Red Terran, the SE2 Terran, representing StarCraft Rebellion. Down in the series, we'll see if you can bounce back. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean... Oh, like... random player. Okay, show him how it's done, Bobby. The Brood War Terran from South Korea. It is a Dark. There it is. You can see Dark with the, you can see actually, if you look at the fanfare, random. Dark, he picked random. He picked random. He landed on Terran. I think ByuN is asking what race he is. What did Dark say? So ByuN, he's like, what did you land on? What are you playing as? What does Dark say? Oh, I don't know what this means. Mangdux. He's saying, Dark. He said that he thinks about using a certain build. It's called Mangdux build. I don't know what that refers to. And ByuN's like, oh, thank you for telling me. Park Ryung-woo. Oh, Park Ryung-woo. Called him his name. ByuN saying that I use it well. TT. God. They just keep going. We want SCV scattered to ByuN, so now he sees that Dark is playing Terran. At the end, Dark, he's like, hey, you're distracting me. Stop talking to me. And ByuN, he just confirmed Terran, of course. Alright, what was the final line? ByuN said, that's so cool. I think he's referring to the fact that he's playing Terran. But here we go. So we have our TBT. For those that haven't seen Dark's random before, Dark is actually quite strong when it comes to Terran and Protoss in Brood War. And of course, Dark used to be a Terran player. As Reaper does move out. Oh. Nice snipe though. The Reaper does take down the Marine. No bunker. Is this game? No, okay, whew, thank God. Second Marine has arrived. I was about to say, if there's no Marines here, I mean, that would be brutal damage. But Dark, he does hold, he does defend. I say that we have more Reapers on the way. Behind this, ByuN going for his follow-up here, going for the reactor, going for the factory. It was a more economic start out of our Terran player. Takes down the Marine. will delay the bunker. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. Takes down 3 Marines. And can he delay the bunker even further? Oh my god, barely it does complete. But alas, so many losses already here for Dark. No mining at the natural base. How many SCVs? 3 SCVs and 3 Marines. This is brutal damage. Killing another Marine and another SCV. And this is too much. This is becoming too much. The Vulture will shut this down. He will clean this up, at least. But this is brutal damage at the start of the game. Losing 4 SCVs and 4 Marines. That is a brutal start. Behind this, Dark is going into mech. He is meching it up. We have the second factory on the way. So is going into mech. But this is a shaky start out of Dark. Meanwhile, ByuN, 3rd CC, going for a 3rd CC behind this 3rd CC before Starboard. So a very economic follow-up out of ByuN. ByuN is not going to press his advantage. He's not going to go for the kill. He's not being hyper-aggressive. He's being greedy instead to take a lead. Never thought I'd see Dark play Terran. He's played Terran quite a bit. Just as a reminder, Dark, whenever he plays StarCraft Evolution, he usually plays random, and we have seen a lot of his Terran and a lot of his Protoss. If you haven't seen his Protoss is terrifying. Dark's Protoss, I mean. So if you want to tune into some of Dark's off race, then I do recommend checking out our VODs on YouTube. Like, we've casted quite a bit of it. I'll always remember it was Dark playing Protoss against Quanta's Terran. Like, that was crazy. Seeing Dark pop off with this Protoss. But as a reminder, in this tournament format, Dark, he's playing Zerg whenever he plays SE2. He only plays random when he plays Brood War. So only Brutal random, not SE2 random. Just as a heads up. Oh, meanwhile, we're going into mech as well. I mean, sorry, we're going into Wraith production. So Cloak is on the way. Wraiths are amassing for Dark. Interesting. As the floating Rax is hunted down. Behind this, ByuN getting into his own bio tank. Drop is moving out, going double Cyclone. Dropping into the mineral line. Always gonna be pulled. So far, brutal damage. Once again, more SCV's gonna be falling. Darky's not ready for this. He's out of position. Darky's racing back home. And just ByuN abusing his mobility here. Taking down more SCVs. At the same time, we do have Vultures dropping into the main. Not bad. Dropship did unload. SCV's also going down, so both players taking a lot of hits. Does scan for the spider mines. Oof. As Vultures, they rush past. Yeah, they rush past, killing more workers. So far, 9 SCV kills for both players. 9 versus 9. Bit of a chaotic defense here, but Dark will hold as well. Oh, no, without losing another Vulture. Oh, jeez, that's the Cyclones. They're so brutal. Oh my god. There we go. Dark, he does siege. At the same time, liberation into the main. Wraith does arrive in time, but so much damage, and it's still getting out of hand. There's a scan. We need that Wraith for the anti-air. Oh no, Wraith goes down. And this might be too much. This might, like, what is the answer? Like, what is the anti-air? There's 0 anti-air here. There's no answer to Liberator. Meanwhile, Wraiths are across the map, killing more CVs. Again, a very chaotic game state, and workers are falling. But there's still not enough damage, as there is 0 mining in the main base for Dark. Wraiths go down. Liberation towards the natural. Oof. And, I mean, the Wraiths, they will eventually deal with this, true. Eventually. And finally, Dark defends. How many losses? 28. Oh my god, 28 SCVs against 14. Double the amount of losses here for Dark. Double the amount of damage. Again, the anti-air is quite limited here for the Brood War Terran outside of Goliaths and Wraiths when you're playing mech. As the Dark, he does set up here behind the mineral line. Catching out some depots. Oh, good. And catching out a couple of depots. I believe there's no comsat station. Yeah, no comsat station. No academy for Dark. No scans. And we do see ByuN just abusing that extra range. Wait, nibbling away at the mineral line. ByuN just walking across the map. Let's go. Does waddle across. And what is that home to defend, by the way? There's an empty bunker. There's the vulture. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will tab the series 1-1. We have a back and forth. GG. GG, well played. And again, we saw that Dark, he just had a really hard time dealing with the early game mobility here of the Cyclone drop, the Raven, the Reaper harass as well. There was just so much there going on, and again, Brood War Terran, without any earlier setup, there's very little that you can do there. What I mean by that, if you want to make Goliaths, for example, you do need an academy. An academy is a prerequisite, and we have seen a lot of players in TBT that they do open with the earlier academy and with earlier Goliath production, just to have something against Liberator harass, drop play, or even Banshee harass as well. So again, there was no Goliath. I think that also shows a little bit of an inexperience there within TBT from Dark. So a bit of an experience, and alas, he just was not able to deal with that drop play with any of the harassment. And that leads us into game number 3. Let's go. So both players are tied up 1-1. We'll see who takes a lead. Who does take a lead as we're jumping into... Oh, let's go. We're jumping into Vermeer. And the way the KungFu Cup works, game 1 is Brood War versus SC2. Game 2 is SC2 versus Brood War. Game 3, Brood War versus Brood War. Let's go. It is a rare sight. Bearing in mind that this game mode is not balanced for Brood War versus Brood War, just as a heads up. That is not what this game mode is for, so again, not the most balanced setup, unfortunately. But regardless, we're here for some fun. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Vermeer, we have our teal Terran player, the Brood War Terran. Let's go. So we are tied up 1-1. We'll see who takes the lead. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Brood War Terran player. We have the Red Terran. Representing StarCraft Rebellion, it is ByuN. And was this random or was this picked? It was random. There you go. Yeah, Dark, he did pick random and he landed on Terran 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row he landed on Terran. Ay, ay, ay. Never lucky. So I'm just setting up. As welcome on to Vermeer. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out what they were saying. Oh, okay. So Dark, he's saying that he's emphasizing that he's playing for fun, and he wasn't really too certain what he was doing in that TBT. And ByuN's like, oh, it's not gonna be easy. Playing casually. Dark is asking, hey, what build are you doing? And ByuN's asking him, what should I do? As no scouting, by the way. ByuN is going for a 3x. He's going for a 3x setup here, so very aggressive build here by ByuN. This looks like 3x into stim, into an academy, into an early stim timing. Bearing in mind that Dark is aware that ByuN is playing Terran, ByuN doesn't know what race Dark is, and he also doesn't know where he is in general here. Remember, 4-player spawn map. We have top left, top right, and bottom right as well. So we have different spawn locations available, and so far no one is aware of where anyone is. But we have the 3 racks. Meanwhile, Dark is going for his own 1-1 setup. But yeah, Dark, he was asking for some builds. Ooh, and he's playing mech. Okay, so double factory here. This should be double factory into mass vulture, into ion thrusters. So Dark is meching it up this time. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the academy. And this is just a really well-rounded build, just because 3-rack stim, it works quite well against Terran, Zerg, and Protoss. Like, it's a build that we see in all 3 matchups. So ByuN's like, hey, you might be random. I don't care. I'll just mass marine pappy. Let's go. Yep, there's the academy. So this timing here is a little bit different than in SC2, just because we've spoken about this before. But the 3-rack stim is that much more brutal because you don't need add-ons and you don't need a starport to have support for your army. With an academy, bam, you gain access to medics and fire bats. So this stim timing hits with medics, whereas in SC2, this hits later with medevacs because you have to wait for the factory and you have to wait for the starport and then wait for the medevacs as well. And then you have to get all the add-ons. So this does hit much earlier, much faster in Brood War. Which is also why this build did get nerfed. Quite often, I think there were like, I want to say 3 consecutive patches that did nerf this in different ways. Like, over the course of like 3 months. It was one of those things where the build got nerfed, but it just kept working anyway. And then it got nerfed again, then it just kept working. Like, it's like, oh, okay. This is pretty good. As you can see, ByuN is looking for Dark. Does scan. Bottom left, bottom right. Now he knows. But he still doesn't know what race he is. Going up the ramp. Vultures are ready. Spider-Mines as well. Oh, he knows. Yeah, that's what the army. And now he's aware that there are most likely Spider-Mines up here. Yeah, so Dark, he showed his hand a little bit too soon. Ideally, he wants to wait for his opponent to go up the ramp. Meanwhile, there comes the rack scouts. Does confirm the 3-racks, the stim timing. Stim is almost done. Vulture's a threat and counterattack. ByuN, he does respond. He rotates over. So far, keeping up with the Vultures. Does keep up. Tank production has begun. More factories on the way. Oh, ooh, nice catch. Takes down 2 more Vultures. 2 Vultures left. And ByuN, he should be able to stim down most of these before they connect. Bearing in mind they do on Burrow. Oh my god, he runs in! Yeah, it does run in. Never mind, he takes him to the face. Ah, the smoke. He's laughing. Alas, ByuN, he did not react in time. Did not react, he walked in. Dark, he has momentum. He's happy. He has momentum. He's pushing forward. It's like, mate, you got baited. Oh god. And ByuN, he's in a bit of trouble here. He is in trouble. As tanks are pushing forward. And with the help of his racks, of course, he can get eyes on that tank. There's only 1 tank for ByuN. ByuN going into mass starports. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Setting up for mass starport. Tanks are barely not within range. Dark, he's so close. Behind this double armory, the academy's on the way as well. Still no 3rd CC. Is within range of the bunker. But the longer this goes on, I mean, ByuN is building up a greater defense. More marines, more tanks. Wraith production has begun. And right now, no anti-air. Ooh, he's getting into Wraiths. Dark, he's on a timer. He's got to go. Oof. Yeah, not quite able to. Again, trying to break this siege line is difficult in TVT, especially in Brood War TVT. And ByuN's just outpacing him. ByuN just, yeah, he's outpacing him here with a mass Wraith, I should say. I think I said Vulture earlier. With mass Wraith. 0 anti-air for Dark. He has purely tank Vulture. Now, with the help of the academy, he can start making Goliaths at least. But likewise, no scan into the main either. He's not fully aware what's happening. Consultations are done. Where's the scan? Scans the natural. Doesn't scan the main. Oh, if he had scanned the main. He doesn't know. Doesn't scan the main base. Scans the natural again. Oh god. He sees nothing. Absolutely nothing. We have the first starport in production. Still so many more wraiths here. And now it's go time. Now it's time to break out. The mass wraith is revealed. Gets a tank. Gets one. Gets two. Gonna get three. It's gonna be 3, 4 tanks going down. Getting up to 5. Jesus. Getting 5 tanks. Soon to be 6. That is a stink tank falling. Vultures are trying to delay. Trying to. 7th tank gonna be going down. Got 7, getting up to 8 tanks. Now here come the Goliaths. 8 tanks full, 9 tanks even. Okay, 8.5. Oh god. Oh, nice scan. Okay, he has to respect the Vultures. Sorry, he has to respect the Goliaths. At the same time, Vultures, they bust into the main. They try to bust into the main base. The Spider Mines are a little bit messy. Oof. Yeah, tank boys are brutal. Does force some friendly fire. We got some SCV kills. That's going to be 13, 14 workers going down. I mean, that is something. So Dark, he does take an economic lead, and thankfully Dark did take a third. Remember, he was containing. He was containing his opponent, so he's up a base, he's up in workers, up in economy. Dark, he has that economic lead, and now he's gotten his Goliaths. Now he has some anti-air. The Goliaths, they're online. They're here. Let's go. Does have his Goliaths. Spots the army. ByuN the first to siege. Dark has to respect it. He backs off. Stark does rotate. Does have the high ground. ByuN has to pull away. Oh my god! Oh, he runs into Spider Mines! Oh my god, brutal connections! He does it again! The Spider Mines! Oh my god! Those are brutal. With that, the third base is gonna be denied. The mines are everywhere. Oh god. We do get some Vulture harass, but Dark, he is pushing forward. Getting denied the third. Goes Vultures into the main. They do catch more SCVs. This is not major damage, but it's adding up. It's slowly adding up here. As Dark, he's supply blocked. Oof. Yeah, brutal supply block. It's finally going down. Yes, with that Dark, he is still maintaining map control. He does have the supply lead. Catching out the rates. Oh my god. Yeah, every single wraith goes down. Dark, he gains map control, he maintains it, he pushes out, and ByuN's in trouble. ByuN, he's in trouble. Again, he still just hasn't saturated his third. Like, he's still down an entire base. ByuN getting a fourth. Sorry, Dark getting a fourth. As ByuN is just now getting his third. Does have the high ground. Does have the high ground. Wraiths waddling in. Oh god. Jesus. ByuN, calm down. Does run into tank fire. And Dark, he's going for it. He's going for the dive. Pushing into siege tanks, not going to be easy, but he does drop on top. Yeah, massive drop here. The Goliath drop. GG gets called a bit of a question mark. And Dark, he will take a 2-1 lead. Out TBTing ByuN. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Dark, he's gonna be like, I have no idea what I was doing. he's like, Terran's just easy. I just freestyled, papi. Oh my god. ByuN's like, smooch. Feels bad, man. Bobby feels bad, man. But GG, well played with that. I mean, again, Dark, he had some very nice moves when it came to his spider mines. I mean, to be honest, the spider mines, they were the MVPs. Remember, they called out the initial ByuN army, and everything very quickly snowballed out of control. Because of the spider mines, suddenly ByuN was contained. He was stuck on 2 bases, and Dark was able to freely get a 3rd base, get fully saturated. The one big kill move that ByuN was going for was the Mass Wraith, right? And it did well. Remember, he killed 8 tanks. He killed 8 tanks. He killed a bunch of SCVs. He broke free. He broke out. That was good damage. But as that was happening, once again, he took some massive Spider-Man shots to the face. Likewise, Dark was able to make use of his vultures. He was able to get 14 SCV kills. And on top of that, he was able to eventually break out with his Goliaths and deny the 3rd once again. That's what it came down to. ByuN was broke. ByuN, he just could not expand. He could not expand, could not take a 3rd base, could not build up, and could not keep up with Dark. GG, well played. With that, Dark is now 1 game away from claiming the series. Meanwhile, the pressure is now on ByuN to fight back. Let's go. As game 4 is going to be on Sylphid. Don't need a build when you have skill, apparently. Dark was even asking ByuN for a build at the start of the game. He was like, I don't know what to do. Give me a build, ByuN. Give me a build. Oh, no. But here we go. We are getting into game number 4 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Sylphid. We have our Brood War Terran player, our red Terran, representing StarCraft Rebellion, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can recover. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player, I believe the random player, this time landing on Zerg. His main race, it is Dark. Yep. Is playing random, does land on Zerg. So I'm just trying to... That's nice. So Dark, he's saying 10 years ago. I remember playing on this map 10 years ago. Let's recall Dark's memories. And ByuN is saying well done. He's saying well done. He's saying that he broke through like the skill like gap at the time as well. Both ByuN and Dark, they played Brood War. Like they did play Brood War back in the day. So they're reminiscing. I appreciate it. Meanwhile, ByuN is cheesing. ByuN, he's had enough. He's going for the proxy. Going for the proxy here in the center of the map. Going for a proxy 3 ranks mass marine. No gas. No gases here, so just mass marine out of ByuN. Dark back at home. Hatch before pool. I think that's just an all loss. I think I think Dark is just dead. I'll be honest. I think it's over. Again, Dark, he went hatchery into a hatchery before gas, before spawning pool. The spawning pool is not even halfway done, and here come the Marines. And Dark, he hasn't seen this yet. But there we go. Now he sees the bunker. Dark, he's like, mate, really? I think that's just game, I'll be honest. I'm gonna try to translate towards the end here. Yeah, Dark, he's saying this is illegal. And then Dark, he just said, wow. It's like, wow, towards the end. As Dark, he can make nothing. He can make nothing. He said here, I'm really quiet. I think that just means that, like, he's got some sunken colonies on the way. The natural's going to be killed. We have more bunkers in production here towards the main base of Dark. You could argue that maybe this bunker is a little bit late, that ByuN could have been a little bit more proactive, as he does kill the expansion. Lings moving in. They're going to be zoned back. The bunker will continue. There's a colony. Colony does finish. Dark is going to be able to defend and hold on one base. He's holding on. But from here, if ByuN wanted to, he could expand. He could just expand. Oh, ByuN, though, he does abandon his bunker. Does abandon. Lings, oh, they catch the Marine. They zone back the rest of the reinforcements, but there's still a bunker in the back line. But this bunker is going to get surrounded. At the same time, oh god, he's going for the hatchery. He's within range. He's within range of the base. He has to pull the boys. The boys are being pulled. Dark getting desperate. Getting desperate. Does get the surround. Does lock down the army. Barely, but it's still a brutal trade here. Yeah, all the Lings are going down. There's too many Marines. Too much man with gun. And this is just brutal damage. 6 drones falling. 7 drones falling. And Dark is down to 11 workers. What did he say at the end? Yamsangi. I don't know what that means. There's no translation. I think that's someone's name. Ah. Yeah, GG. Oh, I say that, Lings are gonna be catching some of the reinforcements. Okay. I missed all of this. Dark, he does catch the Marines. No shot. He catches the Marines. GG, he catches the Marines. I mean, the Lings from behind. Yo, Dark was smudging, by the way. Dark, he was smudging after losing all those drones, but he catches the Marines. He catches out the reinforcements, and GG, Dark, he will take it. He will take. Who needs a spawning pool? Who needs a pool? Who needs drones? GG. And with that, hold on. I want to see what was said towards the end. Wait, we have the message log. We have the message log. Dark, he said this is the 3rd generation of John Sport. I don't know who that is. Like, for some of the messages, they reference like player names, and I don't understand the references because I don't know the player names. Oh my god. But right before the GG, Dark, he was smudging, and then ByuN, he said, "What the hell?" Like, Dark was live. He's like, "What the hell? What's happening?" And then he GG'd out. So this final message with the ... Yeah, ByuN, he didn't understand what was happening. He's like, "What? What is happening right now?" And GG, well played. Dark, he shuts down the cheese, he shuts down the proxy, and with that, Dark, he will be our KungFu Cup champion. GG. Whew. Congratulations here to Dark. He will claim the series. Even ByuN surprised towards the end. Even ByuN, he was surprised. He was shocked as to what was happening. I mean, again, it was pretty successful. He was able to do a lot of damage. But where did those Zerglings come from? They came from the 3rd base. Remember, there was a 3rd base that ByuN didn't even know about. He didn't even know about it. And because of that, those Zerglings, they were able to bypass the bunker, able to get on top of the production, able to get on top of the proxy, and GG. GG, the MVP 3rd base, the MVP 3rd base of ByuN, sorry, of Dark, to be able to overwhelm. And with that, Dark is going to be our champion, winning with Zerg and winning with Terran as well. GG. Congratulations here to Dark as it does claim the win. I say with Terran, with Zerg, with random. Congratulations. And with that, I mean, again, Dark, I would say, is probably the best, or was the best player in StarCraft Evolution, but of course did since retire after this. So is now, of course, in the military, and that is where I don't know who I would place as the best player in StarCraft Evolution. I might say Hero, to be honest. If you remember, we did cast a show match between Hero and ByuN. This was like 2 months ago, and it was a best of 7 or a best of 9. No. It was the best of 9. It was the best of 9. I think Hero won 4-1. Like, it was crazy. Sorry, 5-1. It was crazy. Like, Hero, he was dominant in that show match, in that StarCraft Evolution show match against ByuN. It was insane just how good he was looking. But Hero he rarely plays, is the problem. Like, he doesn't play too regularly, so it's hard to say that with certainty. But in the absence of Dark, I feel like Hero has kind of risen up. But regardless, GG, well played. Dark, he played well for himself. So did ByuN, of course, making it to the finals and making a finals out of this. And it's always fun seeing Dark versus ByuN in these finals, just because they always have a lot of banter. They sometimes reminisce about the past as well. Whenever they face off in these finals, there's always like just a wall of text. They just take the time to talk to each other. We appreciate it. They're good friends. GG. GG, well played. With that, Dark, he will claim it. And we are now going to be getting ready for our next matchup. What I mean by that here, we do wrap up the tournament, of course. tournament is wrapped up and Dark is our champion. You can see the bracket here before you, but we also do plan on hosting another match here. Again, this was a shorter broadcast, only 3 hours, so we have a little bit of time for one extra series. Up next, so we're going to be going on a bit of an extended break. I have to set up all the overlays, I have to set up everything here, all the logos as well. But up next, we're going to be casting a StarCraft Evolution Masters best of 7 show match between Shin and 3Point. Oh boy. So it's going to be a ZVZ between Shin and 3Point, best of 7. That is going to be up next. After the break. Oh, so again, if you want some more StarCraft, if you want some more StarCraft Evolution, then don't you worry, we got some for you. We're going to be going on a break here. Take this time, get some snacks, get some food, get some water, get ready here for Shin and 3Point to face off. We'll see you soon after the break.